I am Pragya, and I bring to you excerpts from the current issue of Outlook titled Trapped, that looks at two cover stories. One, where poor migrant workers trapped in a tunnel make it alive after 17 traumatic days. The other, for the Palestinians trapped in Gaza, the ceasefire may be short lived before the next round of attacks by Israel. The other cover has illustration of the olive tree, a symbol of Palestinian culture and resilience. The Palestinian poet in exile, Mahmoud Darwish, has always used olive tree in his poetry. Lines from his poem, The Second Olive Tree, reads, "The portrait for the olive tree is neither green nor silver. The olive tree is the color of peace, if peace needed a color." Over 1 million olive trees have been uprooted by the settlers in occupied Palestine since 1967 to build new settlements, according to Haaretz newspaper and other agencies. Resistance of Lullaby by Brahma Prakash, an assistant professor at the School of Arts and Aesthetics, JNU, and the author of Body on the Barricades. It is said that once Lebanese poet and novelist Abbas Beydoun asked Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish, "So how did you come to poetry?" And Darwish said, "I don't know. My mother hated marriages and never went to weddings, but she never missed a funeral. I once heard her lamenting at the funeral. I heard her say things that were pure poetry. War brings laments. We must lament the death, destruction, and genocide led by the Zionist Israeli state. But let us also sing lullabies for the children of Gaza who are facing the Holocaust. They remain most precarious and insecure. Lullaby is their defense of lives and dreams. Even if they are displaced, even if they have to go into exile, the lullaby will bring them back home. It will keep their memories of childhood alive. Its soundness is the surety of the future of Palestine. We wish that Zionists could also hear the lullaby from the past, from the Holocaust, so they could see this genocide. There are many images of Gaza, a city where the sea opens up in a siege and where life meets death. But Gaza more fearlessly comes through via the faces of children. If Palestine is the body, Gaza is the eyes, the sparkling eyes of the children. If Palestine is a song, Gaza is a lullaby. If Palestine is an anti-colonial struggle, Gaza is its last endurance. Bolted between land and sea, hanging between life and death, in the interval of time and space, Gaza is a lullaby of our time. Palestine has become a metaphor of the lost home of refugees. Gaza is the resilience hope of the resistance, of many lives. It is the gauzed eyes of the gauze weavers who used to yarn weft and raft boats on the sea. What you see in the Gaza Strip is not a strip, it is a stripped and slashed body part of the once beautiful Palestine. Lullaby is a reminder of the waft and craft, of the raft and wrought, of the land and the people. It is about closeness, endurance, bonding, and connection. It is about the warmth of the body, about wandering together, about the smell of the earth, and about holding hands and walking together on a free land to meet Chandamama. Lullaby is maternal. It is about the bond between mother, child, and grandmother. It is seeped in the connection of births and generations that one feels through sound. It is the natal, it is native. It is about a narrative connection. A lullaby further weaves those connections. Lullaby is the security of the most defenseless subjects, two silent sufferers of the war, women and children. But for same reasons, the resistance of lullaby is deep. It endures on the landscape. It refuses to die even in death. In poetry, children ask for lullabies even after death. They speak in the voice of poets and ask their mothers, as Mahmoud Darwish asks in his poem, "I am old, give me back the stars of childhood, that I may chart the homeward quest, back with the migrant birds, back to your awaiting nest." Lullaby often comes in the form of the lament of mothers, but lullaby is also a search for the mother, whose deep sound can be heard but lies buried under the rubble and the silence. with ethnic cleansing on. More than anything else, Gaza is about being human. Gaza meets Lullaby on the question of what it is to be human. For this and more, read the current issue of Outlook.